Okay, Paulie. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit here on you. Actually, hold on. I'm zooming in. So just walking you through, right? Already saw I posted the vid about how good you were doing on everything with your attacking through calmness, rhythm, and flow. That was great. So just wanted to commend. Don't do that in person. Great back hip load. Like really, really, really great back hip load there. Like tremendous. Okay. Now you do something that I wouldn't teach, but I'm certainly not going to stop. Okay. So like you're using a different timing mechanism, but it seems to work real well for you, and it checks out biomechanically, right? So you're going to get more weight off of your back leg as you're getting into heel strike, right? And it's pretty good because you can see you can see that's barely started to come in, right? You're really not getting premature rotation. I was watching all of them. Like that's a pretty good job of getting into the ground before this starts to rotate, right? As I watch, circling here, as we watch your heel go into the ground, right? I mean, in a perfect world, I'd like to see your hands stay all the way back, right? I mean, it's a little leak. It's not much, right? I think you do a nice job of staying stacked up, right, as we look at your back elbow, working independent of your hands. The big thing that I want to check here, though, putting a dot, there we go, right on your front hip. And once your heel's that's beautiful. You do a tremendous job with your lower half, right, locking out, and it's almost great length. You get a tiny bit around, right? So here's what I would say in the final analysis, okay? So A plus hip load. I mean, absolute A plus hip load, right? Your thing is you get off that way, okay? No problem. Everything checks out right there. I would say, like, as we work off of this, it's a minor fine-tune to see, can we get our heel into the ground before anything really starts to come forward, right? If you were still all the way back at that point, right, you could get a little bit more into it and just starting to turn in a little bit. Again, this is just off by a tiny, tiny bit. Just, would be going up from like 87 to 92 miles an hour, right? Love the way your hands are stacked up, staying close, right? I think you do a nice job as we zoom in and just watch our hands. You get a little bit of space created. Like I said, with that little bit of top half movement, there's a little bit of space, but you come back in nice. And you can see how it's pretty close to being some really good extension. As we roll through there, you got that little bit of space, again, that gets created as we talk about relationship between top hand and our back shoulder. And I think if we just took out that little bit of movement forward, tiny bit, until we got our heel into the ground, I think we could even stay tighter. But like I said, Paul, it's real good. Just a couple of things that I saw there. Not even a couple of things, like the only thing that I saw there, which is try to keep everything back until that heel goes into the ground. But like I said, another A plus for how you have your hip set when you get your heel into the ground. Like that's really good, Paulie.